If you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70, doesn't matter, and you've been told that you are too old to go back to school and become a nurse, flat out lie. I'm here to tell you it is a lie. Don't listen to it. So I'm here to encourage you today that no matter what age you are at, no matter what your circumstances are, and this is what you want to do, please go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. It does not matter. Because first of all, if this is something you've been dreaming about, there are people who are called. We're all called to do something. We all have a calling in this life. Like when we were made and we were born, we were all given something that we're supposed to give back to this life before we leave this life. We have to contribute in a certain way. And we're all here to figure out what the heck that is that we're supposed to be giving back to life. So if you've been called and you feel like this is what you want to do since you were little, there are people who just find themselves in careers. Like, to be honest with you, I did not think I was going to be a nurse. No way. I didn't think about that my whole life. I thought about other things, but that was not one of them. And somehow I found myself there because I heard, oh, you get hired, the jobs are available. It is a good, secure career. And I went in and I said, okay, let's see what happens. So I went in and I was like, all right. And down the line in nursing school, I found out very soon. I was like, oh God, I don't know. I think I made a mistake. What am I doing here? And then I just told myself, there's got to be something that I can do with this. Because I was looking at it on a surface kind of level. And I wasn't really looking deep into it. Like, what else can I do with this? Then I was like, you know what? There's teaching. I could go into teaching. I thought I was going to go into pediatrics because honestly, I like kids. I love kids. And I thought, yes, I can go into this. Right. That was not the case. When I went into my pediatrics rotation, I could not do it. I was so sad the whole time. I couldn't look at those kids without crying. I had to run into a room and stay in there. I think it was a bathroom. I stayed in there for like a little bit and just cried. And that's when I knew, okay, that's not for me. But I went on after working in so many different settings. I figured out what it is that I liked. And I was like, okay, it is all right. I can do this. So I am here to encourage you. It doesn't matter how old you are. If this is what you've been called to, please go ahead and do it. Because I know right now, if you clicked on this video, you're struggling with that thought. You're struggling. And I'm going to encourage you to go ahead. You probably have a lot of people laughing or making fun of you, and it'll be your family members. It'll be people that you know. It'll be people that you know. Strangers are going to be a lot more supportive. A lot more. You've probably already seen this. People who don't know you, they'll tell you, oh, yeah, yes. They'll be ready to help you. It'll be the people closest to you that don't encourage you. Now, me personally, I thank God that I have supportive family. But a lot of you out there don't. And if you don't and you're struggling, I'm going to be your friend today to tell you, yes, go ahead and do this. Because you're not happy. You're not. And so what? If those people are not happy with their lives, they don't want you to be happy either. And when people cannot do something, that they want to do, but they can't find, maybe they can't find the courage, or they're afraid to do it. They're going to project that on you. They're going to want you to feel the same way that they feel. And they're going to tell you you're living in a fantasy world and you're living in dreamland. Yes, dreams are there, things that we fantasize about that we want to do. That's the life that has been made for us to live. The things that you're seeing in your dreams, that you're thinking about constantly, and every time you're there, you feel so happy, you feel fulfilled, because that's the life that was made for you to live. That's where you're supposed to be. So you should try your best and pursue it. And anybody else who hasn't pursued it and they don't want you to pursue yours either, you know what? Whatever they think is none of your business. It's not your problem. That's their problem. Whether you try and fail, fine. Okay? If failure did not exist, the word failure would not be in the dictionary. That's how I look at it. Like, the word exists because, well, we're meant to fail. And you're going to fail flat on your face, and you're going to, I know people who are older who've tried to go to school and they've taken the NCLEX like 5 times and they're still at it. And on they've done it so many times, and like maybe the third time they're like, oh my gosh, that's it, I'm done. A fourth time, oh my gosh. And then they try one more time and they get it, and they get it on the 5th time. It is a lot of times, but who cares? Who cares? They're finally happy. You will be happy too, finally, that you've pursued this. You know, age is only a number. You're 60, 70 years young. And guess what? Every day you wake up and you're breathing is a blessing. And you should go ahead and try and pursue those things that make you happy, because a lot of people are doing the same. And not just because a lot of people are doing the same. You're doing it for you. You're doing it for yourself. I've learned a lot from working with the elderly population for so long. I like that population so much because I appreciate them so much because of the lessons that I've learned from them. It's like I look at them like I have a whole bunch of grandparents. My grandparents have passed on, and I wish I knew them a lot more, but I didn't really have the chance to. And I look at these elderly people like, oh my gosh, they know so much. They're really books, walking books. It's like a library that's alive in your face, and you get to read the books while they're talking to you. That's how I see it. That's really how I see it. I appreciate them for telling me every time not to live with regrets. I've heard that message so many times in my life, and so many times in my nursing journey. And you've heard it too. But sometimes you hear things and you just leave them there. You hear it and you leave it there. It's like it's on the surface, right? It doesn't really sink in. But you need to go, and when you're laying down at night before you go to sleep and everything is quiet, think about it. Think about it. Let it be the last thing that you're thinking about. Like, do I really want to regret my whole life not trying to do this because I was told I'm too old? You know, it gets to you. It's hurtful. So think about it before you go to sleep, because whenever you think about things right before you go to sleep, I used to do this when I was studying in nursing school because we had tests all the time. I would study not long before I went to bed. I would do a quick study, and then I would go to sleep. That information will sink in so hard. Like, you wake up in the morning, it's in your subconscious mind. So the last things that you're thinking about, try to think about this before you go to sleep. Really sit there, think about it. If you like to write, journal about it. And by the way, I have a journal coming up soon. Think about it and go to sleep. You are going to get a lot of clarity while you sleep. That information goes straight into your subconscious mind. And when you wake up with clarity. This is for real. This is for real. I've tried this. Somebody told me this a long time ago and I thought it was a whatever. But I tried it and let me tell you, it actually works. So whatever you need to do to encourage yourself, do it. Just go ahead. You're not too old. Screw whatever anybody's saying. You are needed out there. Do you know your skills, your excitement, your knowledge, even what you've been through is needed out there? Like the moment you come out of school, there are so many settings that you can work in. So many people can use your skills and your experience in life, because you're not just treating the patients and whatever, you know, illnesses, ailments that they have. You are helping people. You're actually serving and treating a human being. And sometimes they don't need a medication, they need your shoulder. They just need a friendly face. They just need somebody that they can tell something, and that's it. You're talking to, sometimes you're treating hearts. You're not just treating illnesses. So your experience as a person, being in your 60s, 70s, 50s, 30s, whatever age, you've been here for that long on earth. You have so much to give to somebody out there, so much. And there are so many resources out there that you can use and get yourself, you know, prepared. I'll make a video about this in the near future and help you a little bit on how to prepare yourself and apply to schools, and there are many videos out there, but I'll make one for you. Because you're already here, I would like to help you even more. So that's all I have for you today. I just want to encourage you and go for it. It's all right. You're fine. You'll be just fine. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.